Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Learn with PR. In today's video, we are going to understand how to traverse a single linked list in a very simple way. Before we start, if you have not watched my previous video on introduction of linked list and types of linked list, so make sure to watch that first. And if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon and share this video with your friends. In the last video, we understood the structure of linked list and how a node looks like. Okay, and in this video we are understanding how to actually work with the linked list. So let's start. So the first question, that what does traversal mean actually? So traversal mean visiting each node of the linked list and access its data and move to the next node. So in a singly linked list we can move only one direction actually. Okay, so what is traversal? That means we have to visit each node one by one, right? And we have to access also data of the node, right? And we can say it moves only in a forward direction. So traversal in a single linked list basically done by starting from the head and moving node by node using the next pointer, using one pointer, you can say simple pointer. Okay, until we got null. Okay, once we will reach and we got null, that means what? There is no next node. All right, now I had given example also to you that time that we are having a head which will store the first node address, right? And then we will have the node which is actually having data first, okay, and then address of it. Like this, I was talking about, like we have head here, head, we will store the data of the first node, right? And one node contain data as well as address of the next node. This is the next node now. So we will store the address of next node, that is 2000, will store in the previous node. Okay, so this is data, simple data, that's the integer, or you can say double, float, character type, right? But in address, this is the address. In address, at where we have to store the address? In pointer only, you know very well, right? So pointer may, if I want to store the data, so that data should be the next pointer address, next node address, that is 2000. All right, so this is how your node looks like. That is the structure of node. All right, when we have another node, it's also having this data and it's also having the address of the next node which is connected to this node. That 40 node I have connected a next node as 30. So 30 is also having its address. So this 3000 will store here actually. 2000, 3000, 5000. This is, we have taken, means we are assuming it. Okay, we can't tell you the hexadecimal code. Hexadecimal form, you can say, is a basically address form. Okay, so we can't say, your computer will tell you only. Okay, so we can assume it actually to understand it clearly. Okay, so this is how your linked list looks like. So this head contain the first node address. So if you know the head, okay, if you know the head, that address, you know, that means these all are connected with each other. So you just need to take care of this head only. Okay, this head is the pointer actually. Okay, where we have to store the address, and pointer also, right? We can use it. Also we can use it, right? Head contain address of the first node. Okay, so if I'll say head and date, means head and arrow operator. So here arrow operator, basically when you are working with pointer and you want to fetch some data which basically your pointer is having the address, you know, so you can take take what? Arrow operator. So now we have to first take what? We have to start from the head. Okay, so we have to start from the head, that's why we were starting from head. Okay, and then we have to move to the next pointer. Okay, means next node, you can say. We have to move to the next pointer, means where we have taken the, where we have stored the value, we have stored the address of this node actually in the next, that's why. Okay, next pointer may we have to now move, and then until we reach the null. So once we reach the null, that means what? That means there is no other node added, right? So we will print all the data. All the data means this is the data and this is what next, this is what data, this is next, right? So what we have to follow the steps. So first create a temporary pointer. Okay, and that temporary pointer may we have to store the value of head. What is head? 5000. Okay, so now repeat until temp become null. We have to repeat all the steps one by one until the we got null. Okay, so now print your data, and also what we have to do, what we have to also change the value of temp as well. Okay, so if we are keep changing the value of temp, then that means I want to change the value temp as 2000. So now it is now 2000, so it's pointing to this one. That means what? Now we are talking about this data, so I will print it. Now again we are saying move this head as 3000. Store this value here, 3000 की value आपको head में store करनी है. Okay, now next it will point to this one. So now update the data, so data value you can print. Okay, now let's check a simple program where we can see how we can do traversing with the help of structure. Okay, so now first we have to create a node actually. So in node we have two things actually. One is data and the other is address of the next node. So I am creating first node, so it's having a different data types, right? So that means what? That means we have to take a structure. So I am writing struct. Okay, this is how we can create a structure, right? Struct, I am giving name to the structure as node. Okay, we have first integer type data, right? That means 10, 20, 30, and then we have next node. that means means address pointer we have. So if you want to create a pointer of the node, of the next node का pointer आपको create करना है, that means type will be this now only. The type will be this, right? Type will be struct, you will say, and node. All right, and then star ptr you can write, or you can write next. So you will not confuse in this, right? So these two data we have in a structure. So this is what structure is created here, right? Now what we need to, if I want to assign a value to this data, right, value to this next, okay, then we have to create what variable of the structure, right? So these are the I'm creating the structure variable. So struct, what is the name of the structure? Node. Okay, and I'm writing n1 comma n2 comma n3 suppose. All right, these are the simple variable for your structure, that is node ke variable hai. All right, now I have to create a pointer also for this, right? Why? Because head I want to create temporary variable, temporary pointer we have to create. Okay, now we are creating structure pointer. Okay, structure node pointer. How we can create temporary variable? We can write tmp, right? And we have another as head. Okay, now this is 2 pointers I have created. All right, now how we can assign the value to this data? How we can assign it? How we can assign the data to this data? With the help of dot operator. Okay, how we can give? With the help of n1 variable. That's why I have created 3 variables, structure variable for this node. All right, so n1 dot data we can write. So n1 dot data, that means first node contain 10 suppose. Okay, now next node n2 dot data I am saying, okay, contain 20 value. All right, n3 dot data contain what? 30. So these are the nodes I have created. All right, these are the normal, you can say normal means normal assigning the value. Okay, you can create for loop as well with the help of for loop. Now you have to link these 3 datas. Actually, how we can link? We have to say na, first node contain 10 and the address of the next node. This is the address where we have stored the address of this node, and 2 you can write simple. So how we can create linking? So n1 dot next. So n1 dot next contain what? Address of n2. All right, n2 dot next contain the address of n3. All right, and at the end, in the last node, you can say having next as null. Okay, just write down capital null here. All right, so this is how you can do it. So in the first node, I have given the address of the next node, and the second node we have containing the address of the third node. Third node is actually having null. Why? Because the last node, you can say. Okay, now there is one more thing. This head contain what? The first node address, right? So simply write head points to the first node. So head dot, no, why to write dot? Head is simple. Head will contain the address of n1. All right, now we have to do traversing. Okay, so if we are doing traversing, I have taken one more temp variable. Okay, just write down temp will get the value of head suppose. Okay, why? Because I don't want to change head. Okay, so I will simply write temp. Okay, I will simply write what? Temp. So now I'm writing temp is having head value. So now you have to print what? Print the linked list. All right, /n you can write. So I just need to print the head value, sorry, data value. Okay, I just need to print the data's value. Data 10, 20, 30 I want to print. Okay, so how we can print? So we have to print till I found null. So if my temp is containing head, now head is having the first node, that's 5000 you can say. So if my temp is not equal to null, that time we have to print what? This temp data 10, 20, 30, right? So I will simply write one condition, while temp is not equal to null, that time my condition will become true. That time it will simply print the values inside it. So what is the value? %d you can write. Okay, and from where you will get? You will get from temp arrow data. All right, so this is how we can write it. Okay, now we have to keep changing the value of it as well, right? So I will write temp will get the value of temp what I'm doing, I'm assigning, मैं यहाँ पे assign कर रही हूँ actually temp की value to the next actually. Okay, what is now temp next? So temp next, what is this n1 next is getting what? Address of n2. So address of n2 will be assigned here in temp. So now temp, it will again check what is inside this temp, that is an n3. Okay, n3 है तो इसका मतलब वो null नहीं है, that means again it will print the value of temp data. So here temp2 data is what? 220 actually. Okay, now again it will assign the value temp next. Temp next is now what? Temp next is what now? n3, right? So n3 again it will say n3 is not n3 address is not equals to null, that is okay. Again it will print the value of n3 ka data is what? 30. It will print. Now again it will say temp next may assign the value of temp 3 next ka data, right? That is null. That means null is not equal to null. That means false. It will print once and it will jump out. Okay, once you run this code, you will see your linked list looks like 10, 20, 30. All right. Yes. So this is how we can traverse actually. We can simply traverse our data, our linked list. Okay. All right. Yes. So if you have any doubt, please write in the chat box. Now, suppose if you want to print address also, if you want to print address also, so how we can write address? How we can write address? Okay. So now let's write here only. I'm writing in this only. Okay. So if I want to write it, so I simply write what here in this. I will simply write a small space /t. We can write /t tab space. We can give right now %p. I will write. What is %p? Is for the address actually. Okay. /t and one more address I want to check %p. Okay. This is for basically for the current value of the address where the current value of node where you are actually and the next address value. Okay. So first it will write the temp and then it will simply write temp. Okay, it will simply write temp value, but we have to change it also. Uska humko void laga do, void star. Okay, and one more thing, we want a current value. This is for the current value. We want one more next value as well. Okay, so simply write here void. Okay, void star. We have to type cast also, no? So now temp will get the value, will have the value of next, right? It will print it. Okay, so this is how we can write it. So is there any problem? Okay. All right, so this is okay, and then run again. So now you are getting 10. 10 is having actual value as its actual address is what this, but in the next it is storing this. Okay, this is the address of the 20 node. So you can see this and this address is same. Okay, but in the 20 data next is something different. This is the next node address. So this is the next node address. All right, but in the last node you have nil, nothing, null you have. All right, so this is how we can write it. All right, are you getting your point? This is a typecasting. We have to change actual typecast also of this temp value. All right. Okay, so I hope this you found very easy. So please like this video. Okay, now let's check the algorithm of it. Okay, so here I have written a simple example for you. Like head is having 5,000. So earlier head I have created already. Okay, we have to create two things. This is a node. Okay, we have to create two things. This is data and this is address. But I was writing here next. So you can simply write address as well and next also. I was writing next. So in next, the next address data I have stored, that is a 2,000. Okay, so here it will be stored 2,000. This is 3,000, the next address node. Okay, so we were also writing one temp variable where we are storing the value of this head. When temp variable taking head, that means 5,000. So 5,000, if I want to fetch the value of this data, so how I can write? So here I have written head. So you can simply write temp here. I have written temp there. Okay. So temp will take the value of data. If I want to take it, that arrow operator will help me, and it will say temp arrow operator data is having 10 value. All right. So here I was writing head arrow operator next, head arrow operator next means what? This is we are saying 2,000 value. Now temp we are keep changing. Temp we are saying temp will get the value of temp. We will get the value of temp arrow operator next. What is this value? Temp arrow operator next. This is 2,000. So now temp now change from 5,000 to 2,000. So here temp become 2,000. So it will point to this one now. So when you will say temp arrow operator data, that means 40 we are talking about. Okay, and then it will again change the value. Temp next data will go to the temp. What is temp next data? That is 3,000. So now it becomes 3,000. All right. So now that means your temp is pointing to this data. Okay. So temp, this temp, all right, will say what is inside this data. So this is 30, right? This is 30, and it will say now assign the value this temp next. What is the temp next? This is null. So now right now you are having null. So that's why your condition become satisfied. Means once your condition becomes satisfied, that's why you are going inside it. If the condition become false, that means you will jump out and you have already printed all your nodes data. Okay. Now let's check the next, that is algorithm. Okay, first remove this. So this is the algorithm. We have to create structure with the two node data and next pointer. Create node. First you have assigned the values to the node and then link nodes using next pointer. Okay, and then head will start from the first node. Take a temp. Temp variable ले लो, right? Why? Because अगर आप head को ही change करते रहोगे ना, तो you will not get to the link actually at the end. Okay. So now temp is getting the head value. Your temp will go until your null, until you reach null. Okay. Now display the temp of data, right, and move your temp with the temp next, and then stop. So this is a simple algorithm. Okay, so this is a simple algorithm. If this video help you, please like the video, share with your friends. Okay, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. So in the next video, we will see search, how we can search one element in linked list. Okay, till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.